Should you use vinegar to clean hardwood floors? It's a decades-long debate, and we're going to talk about it today. It's an important question because we want to do right by our customers by putting the right chemicals on the right surfaces so that we protect the customer's property. Another way we can protect our customers leads us to our sponsor of the day, which is Smith AI. It's a virtual receptionist service that answers your telephone calls, not 8 to 5 during business hours, but 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every week, the entire year, so you never miss a call. Here's what's super cool about it. As a business owner, oftentimes we get stressed out. We're wearing lots of hats and we have a lot of stuff going on. When the phone rings, sometimes we feel like, I just can't. And when you have to jump on the phone and be your best and be professional and then wade through a bunch of questions, sometimes we're not the best person to answer that. What if you could outsource that to a service that never calls out sick? They're available 24/7. You don't have to pay for their insurance. You don't have any employee hassles or can I leave early today or none of those things. And for the price of one job per month, you can have all of your calls answered and never miss a call. Here's where it gets really exciting. They send you a transcript of every single conversation so that if you do have to get on the telephone with a customer or if you are following up with someone, you already know everything that transpired, and now you can answer the question as the professional that you really are when you're in the mood. The next thing that's super cool is this. If you're a small business owner, it makes your company look like you're way bigger than you are because you have a whole customer service support team behind you. Alrighty, I'm going to leave links in the notes below so that you can check out Smith AI and find out all the different services that they offer and how much money it can save you in your business. savvy.tips/Smith AI. When I started my house cleaning business 30 years ago, we were cleaning homes that were already 30 to 50 years old. So if you come forward in time and you add another 30 years that it's been since I started my cleaning business onto those floors, those would be 50 to 80-year-old floors. All right, 50 to 80 years ago, the floors were very different than they are today. We had real hardwood floors. And so what happens is we had wax and we would bring in, and it was one of our special upsell projects, we would come in and we would strip the floors and we would wax them. And we created this barrier that would seal the wood, and it created this top shiny coat on the hardwood floors that was a barrier between the wood and the floors that we stepped on. Okay, so if we came on with our shoes or whatever, there was a barrier. So did we use vinegar? Yes, we did on the old hardwood floors. And there's been a decades-long debate, should we use vinegar on our hardwood floors? The answer is no. No, 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 because vinegar is an acid. All right, vinegar comes in a gallon like this. It's designed for cleaning, and yes, we do use it, but we no longer use it on hardwood floors. Here's the reason why. About 25 years ago, manufacturers decided that, hey, we can kill less trees by creating engineered wood, and we will create things like luxury vinyl plank flooring that doesn't have any wood in it at all. And it looks like hardwood, it feels like hardwood, it wears like hardwood, but it's really different. It's a different material altogether. And so what happened is when they created this new type of flooring, they baked in a wax coating on it. And so no longer do we need to wax the floors. We haven't even waxed floors in years. Okay, back then, what was also different is the way we cleaned the floors. So I've got here an old cleaning caddy. This is kind of a cool cleaning caddy that we used to use. All of our cleaners on our team had these little setups where they had a different mop for every single customer. And the mops were labeled. We would go to the customer's house and we had these string mops. So this is an old string mop that you would dip inside a mop bucket. So our mop bucket was like this, and you would dip the mop inside the mop bucket to get the mop wet. Now, once you had wringed out the mop, and this is one of those really cool modernized mops where you would just twist it and all the water would come out. And then you would untwist it and you would have your regular mop and you would go about mopping your floor. All right, so this is how we did it back then. All right, so here's what happened. With the mop, you start mopping the floor, and then the mop dries out. So then you go back to your mop bucket and you dip the mop back in the same mop water you just wet your mop from. So now it only has one pocket inside this mop bucket. So what happens is, yes, it's true, we got the mop wet again. It's also true that we put the dirt that was on the bottom of this mop inside our mop bucket. So now we got dirty water mixed with our clean water. Ooh, right? We didn't know any better. All right, so what happened then is we got dirty mop water that we're now mopping around the rest of the floors. With the wax and the dirty mop water that we're using, it created streaking. Streaking! Yes, that's true. So what did we do? We added vinegar to the water to remove the streaks, from the wax. Okay, now, the new floors don't have wax. They have a top coating that's baked in. So what happens is you can no longer use vinegar. Vinegar is an acid and it will eat away that top finish. So I want us to think of the new pre-engineered floors, although they look super cool and they're more affordable, I want us to think of them as a piece of IKEA furniture. So you can't use any chemicals at all except water. We're going to use water and maybe 1 drop of sal suds or 1 drop of dish soap, okay? So we're just going to use a pH neutral cleaner on the floors of today. And I want you to think of it as just like wiping down with a damp mop. If you want to know how to mop hardwood floors today, I've got another video right here. I will leave links in the show notes to that so that you can watch that when you're done with this video. Mopping floors have changed over the last 25 years and we're no longer, ever again, going to use vinegar on our floors, okay? No longer do we need to remove the streaks from the wax because there is no wax on the floors anymore. Got it? Okay, cool. All right, if you found this helpful, give us a thumbs up. If you have questions, those go in the notes below. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.